What's up, Dog Squad? Chuck is back with another video on the channel today, Dog Squad. And today's video, we are going to be doing Week 17 NFL reactions. It was a lot of good games on this weekend, and especially Saturday. We'll get into that in this video with the Cowboys and all that. But before we get into this video, I want to thank y'all so much for what y'all were doing this 2023. Thank y'all so much for all the support, the likes, comments, subscribers, views, all y'all have done. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see what this new year brings in 2024. Can't wait to see all the amazing videos I do and to see what all the support y'all give me. We went from about 200 subscribers to 700 subscribers this entire last year, so about 500 subscribers gained within 2023. So thank y'all so much. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. They just be like that. The back hopefully gets more involved. Alright, here we go, Dog Squad. So, we have the Jets and the Browns. Browns definitely with Joe Flacco has been, I mean, he came off the couch watching NFL games to then leading the Browns to the playoffs. Give props to them. They've done really well. Jets are now eliminated. Maybe they'll get Aaron Rodgers and all that next year. But the Browns have really talent. Their defense one of the best with Myles Garrett, and their offense with David Njoku, Elijah Moore, Amari Cooper, old-time Cowboy and Raider. This offense and the defense together is powerful, can very go far in the playoffs. Maybe beat the Ravens because they did early in the season. Here we go, Lions and Cowboys. And I have to say, Dallas did earn a right spot to get this win. They did enough to win the game. There was some play calling issues with Mike McCarthy, but they did great. They did enough, and they did good to win this game. Dak and Lamb had a fantastic game. The defense did much better. The run defense did better than I expected. And the call was, it could have been a lot of things. The tripping was non-penalty shot. There weren't holding calls on Micah. That we had to get told that the right number. So don't say the Lions got robbed or anything. Please think. The Dolphins and Ravens. Man, the Ravens. Man, they are one of the best teams in the league. They are very dominant. Both sides of the ball. Lamar Jackson is definitely an MVP candidate. I mean, I know he's a candidate, but I think he should be MVP. About consistent every game. The defense is one of the best. Maybe better than the Browns. I don't know. The Dolphins, they're like us. They can't beat those good teams, and yet they get blown out, though, on the road against such good teams. So, the Ravens, I don't know who's going to be able to stop them. Can you think of any? I can maybe say the Browns, because the division rounds, and I really think they did it before. Maybe Steelers, but Browns, I think they're the better one. Here we go with the Patriots and the Bills. Yeah, Bills, they do a little bit worse against those bad teams, but they do really well and elite against those good teams, other elite teams as well. But, you know, they got the win. I know they're trying to fight for the AFC East with the Dolphins, which they'll be battling next week for that AFC East spot. Patriots already eliminated, so definitely going to be interesting next week to see what the Bills do. I think they'll play harder, of course, but you know the Patriots always give Bills a hard time. Bill Belichick and all that. Patriots, I think, can get better next year. I think they're ending the season a little better than they were before, but it's just not right this year. Bills, though, they got a tough test against the Dolphins next week. See if they can win the AFC East, and I think they could, but we'll see what happens. Falcons and Bears. Bears definitely have ended on this right track. Now, they are eliminated due to, we'll get over the Packers and Vikings in just a little bit, but they are eliminated, and I believe the Falcons should not be in this conversation. I mean, they're not the playoff team. I mean, Arthur Smith needs to probably go. Desmond Ridder, I know he wasn't playing, but Taylor Heineke's definitely kept this team a little more shape. But, you know, you're not using Bijan Robinson. You're not using Kyle Pitts enough. You're not using some of your players enough. I mean, you can't do anything. This team is just all over the place. The Bears, if I told you when they were winless, they would be 7-9 at one point in the season. You'd be like, what? Really? Like, maybe be confused a little bit, but I mean, this Bears team is definitely going to be on that check. And they're going to keep Justin Fields. Yes, definitely. I think they should, especially with DJ Moore and all that. Definitely a good, better team than last year. I kind of thought they would be. Here we go, Titans and Texans. So the Tennessee Titans, we know, are eliminated. I don't know how this team isn't as good as they should be. I think they're just falling off. They're inconsistent. They got the right offense. Will Levis should be starting QB next year, but they're just falling off a little bit, and they are, like I said, aren't consistent enough. Texans are getting better. They've been on and off this year as well. They got C.J. Stroud back. They finally are maybe getting the right rhythm going. Their defense actually did well against a maybe good Will Levis offense, but they're getting better. They're going to try to fight with the Colts next week for that playoff spot, though. The Raiders and the Colts. The Colts, I had them winning for a reason, and it was because they do well on the home against the teams like this. Against the Falcons, against the Raiders, against, anybody like this. Raiders, I feel like, give a lot. Antonio Pierce, they need to keep. They're a really gritty team, and they fought with the Colts. Colts with the Gardner Minshew's definitely kept this team going because we kind of thought their season would be like, Like, I thought they'd be like 5 wins this year with Anthony Richardson. But, Michael Pittman is definitely a top receiver. Their defense needs to be more consistent. I think they can win more games. But they were able to keep this. They were able to get the win. They're going to have to fight with the Texans next week. They have potential in the playoffs if they can win that division. And they still are 7th with or without that division. So, I think they can win it. I think they can get in the playoffs, though. So I'm cheering for them, but, Texans and Colts have definitely had some major turnarounds, so I actually don't care. The Panthers and the Jags. Panthers, I don't even know what they're going to do. I don't really know. Jags, I know they finally got some confidence back. Maybe not the prettiest of wins. They could have gotten more points, but, they got the win. That's really all that matters. I know they've had Trevor Lawrence has gotten some injuries. The defense has been up and down. But they did do well yesterday, keeping the Carolina Panthers off and all that. They did. So, you got Josh Allen, the defensive lineman for the Jaguars, not the quarterback for the Bills. Definitely one of the best defensive players on the Jags. But honestly, this offense, they need to find. I think Calvin Ridley needs to do a little bit more. Christian Kirk, he can't do all this by himself, and I do think they are going to have some trouble in the playoffs if they play the Browns. Definitely. All right, here we go with the Rams taking on the Giants. Rams could play a little better. The Giants they have fight. They really have fight. The Giants could beat the Eagles. I'm going to pick them to beat the Eagles. I think they'll beat the Eagles. The Eagles are not the team that you want in the playoffs. I do think they can lose to an NFC South. They have been just not playing their best football since against, you could say, the Bills or maybe the Chiefs. I did not think personally they would fall off the way they were playing, one of the best teams after beating the Chiefs. But they definitely. But anyways, we're gonna focus on the Rams here. The Rams, they've had a great, they have a great season so far. If we played them back later with the team better, I think it would have been closer. I think we still would have won. But the Giants have definitely could get something going next year. They just got maybe start Tommy DeVito or Tyrod Taylor. They did pay Daniel Jones that contract, so they're not going to release him. But they're going to probably keep him for something. But we can see the Rams be dangerous in the playoffs. It's maybe one of their best game here, but I could see them doing something with that really good offense. Defense, as a rush defense, has gotten better. Maybe we could say the pass. I know it was a little tough letting the Giants yesterday. Score 25 points, but hey, you got the win. It could have been better, but you got it. And I know the Rams would like to have a better win, but you're in the playoffs. That's all that matters. You're in the playoffs for the first time in 2 years, and you won the Super Bowl that year. You could do it again with the team you have. You really thought you wouldn't lose to the Arizona Cardinals. I didn't think that, but you were making fun of us for losing in week 3. You lost in them at home when it mattered the most. And guess what? Look at this. Look at this. We are now on top, and all we have to do is win, and we are in. We took the division. We take the division with a win. That's all we have to do. Now, I'm not going to talk too soon. I'm not going to speak too soon because we could easily screw up next week, and the Eagles could easily beat the Giants, but I'm going to laugh at this right now because you were making fun of us for losing back in week 3. And now, look, we won, and we took the top of the division, and all we got to do is now beat those Commanders at the bottom. We're not so good of a team, but we ain't going to take them lightly, that's for sure. But, look, that's funny, but Eagles definitely falling off hard. I didn't really think whenever I saw them beat the Chiefs, I kind of thought that division chance was over. I kind of thought they kind of, had a chance, maybe losing the 49ers, and then they could beat us. Maybe it wasn't enough, and then they'd probably win the rest of the games. And I didn't actually think they'd start falling apart, but and I didn't think they'd beat the Bills, and I thought they'd beat the Bills, and that really wouldn't matter and all that. We had as many chances the Eagles could have won that, could have lost. They could have lost to the Bills, like they could have. They could have lost the Chiefs, like a lot of people predicted. So, but they lost this one. We now all got to do. That's it. Thank you so much, Cardinals. You're doing better with Kyler Murray. Keep it going. Saints and Bucks. Okay, I don't know what happened with the Buccaneers. They've been so great lately. With Baker Mayfield dropping dimes and all that, having great stats, playing really one of his best football, some of his best football since his years in Cleveland. I seriously thought they'd win this game, especially with the Saints kind of maybe struggling a little bit. I mean, they're not that bad, but this is still a fight for the division. Bucks still have the advantage. I think they got to win. I think they have to win or New Orleans lost. Saints have to win and Buccaneers lost. I don't think the Falcons. Maybe the Falcons. I think maybe they'll win or something, and the Saints maybe lose. And I think maybe the Bucks. I'm not sure. I think they may have to get both to lose. We'll go over scenarios going into next week, but I think the Bucks. That was just a fluke. Saints. It was a tough battle. One of these teams, I think, could beat the Eagles in the playoffs. We think we should know for sure for that. Now we got the 49ers and the Commanders. 49ers were kind of struggling a little bit, but they, got there, got the 1 seed. Commanders couldn't do anything on offense against a good defense of 49ers. Could have probably dropped more on them. I thought they hit a 50-3 game or something like that. But hey, you got the win by 17. I think you covered the spread. I think so. I mean, you took the win. You got the 1 seed. You're still a dominant team. Hey, I mean, you can do stuff in the Super. You can go to the Super Bowl. 49ers and Ravens could easily be that. And you got 49ers have a great team. Respect to them. They own us. Us Cowboys fans will take that. They own us. They are an elite team. Can win ball games and can definitely beat us if we play them in the NFC Championship game. So Steelers and the Seahawks. Well, Seahawks definitely. I kind of should have known. I didn't actually. Because Mason Rudolph really helped the Steelers team out. I kind of thought it was just, he'd start well a couple games and not do well. They really need to keep him next year. Mike Tomlin, once again, he has not ever had a season that's been under .500. And the Seahawks, I kind of saw it coming after that game against the Titans. I should have seen it coming. But they were going to lose this game, and they were going to struggle, and they were going to have a chance of getting eliminated next week if the Rams and Packers win. Now, I believe if they win, I think they may still be in. I don't think it matters because they beat the Seahawks twice, and I think the Packers, all that, so I don't think they may need them to both lose or something. I think they need the Packers to lose or something. I think it's going to be hard for them now to get in. Steelers may have a shot. Depends on some losses. I think for Colts and all that. We'll go over scenarios coming up next week. But Steelers are definitely a better team. They're not as hated anymore. And they took a little break, got some losses, and got back going. I think they're not as hated, anymore. Honestly, doesn't really matter for me in this game. It was an ugly game. I really didn't watch it. Even though I had Red Zone on and Multiview, I didn't really watch it. Chargers just aren't good. They couldn't stop. They let 16 points happen to the Denver Broncos, who have a good offense. So I guess that was kind of good. Broncos are falling apart. They didn't even have Russell Wilson, and they still won, and it was an ugly. Broncos aren't what they used to be going up against a Chargers not-so-good defense. And the offense, though, you let them to 9 points, but that is without Justin Herbert. So it's just not good teams anymore. That's all you can say. This was the ending. This ending was actually good that we kind of liked this. The Bengals didn't have Joe Burrow. You can't call it Burrowhead anymore. He wasn't playing all that. He didn't win last week. Chiefs. They had some drop passes. I mean, they got to get those receivers going. Marquez, Valdez-Scantling, and all that. And, it was a good game. Bengals had the lead for a little bit. Chiefs aren't as good. So I do think they can be out in the divisional round this year. I don't see them and the Eagles Super Bowl team, so I think it won't be. I don't think it will be them this year. Bengals, though, it looks like they're eliminated this year with that loss. Definitely heartbreaking for them. Chiefs clinched the division, but the 3 seed and all that, they're not the best team. I know it's kind of struggling right now for Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes right now. Defense was actually doing well. They were actually, Chiefs were still kind of continuing as that really good team. You remember when the Eagles and Chiefs were playing? That was a good game up until, now they're not. It's not really the best game. But, Chiefs won, And that's really it. Maybe they'll go far. I don't know. Maybe they'll change. But they got the win against a Bengals team that knows how to fight, can fight against the Chiefs since they basically are rivals now. Last one was Sunday Night Football. The Packers taking on the Vikings. Battle who would maybe have a better chance at the playoffs. And it was the Packers, and that made the Bears, as I said earlier, get eliminated from the playoffs due to that loss. Or due to the win of the Packers. It didn't even matter if the Bears won, but Bears, like I said, definitely got home next year. On the other hand, Vikings, they just got quarterback injuries. They're not the Browns. They can't pick up. They tried picking up Josh Dobbs, and they tried making it work, and it kind of did work, and it didn't. And now look at them get blown out to the Packers, who don't really have that good of a defense with the Joe Barry defense. The Packers, I said, the win, though, because I knew their offense would actually be able to do more. They've got Jordan Love, isn't as bad as some people think. He's done on and off this year. They're back in themselves. I know that wasn't the best game against the Panthers last week, but they kind of showed that they can win those ball games. I know they basically played the Vikings, who aren't the best team, but you did win, and that's good for them. They have a chance at the playoffs, dude. And hopefully they can get Rams and all that losses and get some stuff going. Like I said, we'll go over scenarios. But I said that because I knew the Packers, even with that Joe Barry defense, I think the Packers will come out ready to play. I know that it's been a little bit rough for them, and I knew they would get ready with the offense. And Jordan Love, definitely, I knew would play really well against the Vikings team. And I didn't think it would be a Vikings win it the whole thing. But that will do it for today, Dog Squad. Thank you so much for all the support. Like I said, 2023. This is the final video of my Christmas break. So, but make sure you stay tuned for all the community posts we'll have throughout the week. Going to this Cowboys Commanders all poll stuff. I want to say, if you want to go follow my Den Boys reports, you can go do in the link in the description below. You got my TikTok page. You got my Discord page on my description. So make sure you go follow all that. And I will see you next time. Hopefully you all have a happy New Year, rest of the day. Peace, and I'll see you next time, Dog Squad.